Here we go again, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is the 10th day of the Clashiversary challenges. And of course, hopefully you've been following along up to this point and 3-starring every single challenge on our way to a mediocre reward, let's admit, at the end. But I think that's designed just so that those that don't get all of the stars don't get super frustrated. Remember that the majority of the Clash audience does not watch YouTube. They just play Clash of Clans. The rest of you are brilliant because you subscribe to the channel, have notifications turned on, and are ready for the earliest and most accurate Town Hall 15 information. Okay, so this challenge actually was probably one of the easiest that I've seen. It was, of course, our familiar Town Hall 14. We've got super dragons, super balloons, and this was my first attempt. Now, I didn't really study this base very long. Obviously, there's a flame flinger. Those are designed for dropping on the outside of a base and grabbing value from high value defenses, and we dropped it right around where the eagle is in hopes that it's going to take the eagle out. Turns out, the flame flinger isn't even really needed in this raid. You heard me right. We will be swagging Itzu style by the end of today's video. And as always, make sure you check out the chapter titles if you just want to fast forward through me blabbing for a few minutes and get down to the illustrated 3-star breakdown strategy of the 2021 Clashiversary challenge. And of course, Town Hall 14 players probably going to be a little more familiar. Nonetheless, okay, so the Super Dragons, super strong. Not to be redundant, but they just are. Lots of free spells, tons of rage spells, and use them where you desire. Again, I'll kind of show you exactly what I did a little bit later. I will say that this was the very first time I ever looked at this challenge, and let me give you a little bit of an insight into how the video making process for these challenges has worked over the past 10 days. And that is that I initially rushed through all of the challenges and did quick video clips of my winning strategies about 3 weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago, I went through all of the challenges and tripled them. Some took longer than others, like I've said in videos, and I saved the video footage. And now that I'm getting to the point that I'm preparing these videos, usually a day or 2 days in advance of release, I'll go ahead and go back and try it again using the strategy that I used weeks ago, just to make sure that we can replicate it. And this definitely was replicated almost to the T repeatedly. I could just go over and over and over again and win time and time again using this strategy. Although sometimes it was a little more dominating than others. Sometimes it was close. Sometimes we ran short on time, but pretty much it ended up being a 3-star every single time. So, the pixel scenery, by the way, I have to agree with a lot of comments. It's been amazing. I love having it just because it's an 8-bit flashback, but it does sort of become an eyesore after a while. Like, I even as much as I love 8-bit, I'm just kind of tired of it, and I'm going over to the 10th anniversary scenery. Now, something else I wanted to point out, have you been looking at the pictures behind each of the challenges? This is interesting because could it be a hint as to what is coming in the final challenge? I've heard people say, oh, it's about Town Hall 15, but what is that? That is definitely an 80s style pixelated screen, and it looks like, well, I don't want to say anymore. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you think it looks like? What could be coming in that final challenge? Is that Town Hall 15? Is it a retro goblin Town Hall 15? Anyway, okay, let's move on and talk about the breakdown. Here is the 3-star attack breakdown, the easiest way to triple this in just a couple of minutes, and it is pretty straightforward. We start at the top of your screen, dropping in the Flame Flinger. That's going to annihilate the Wizard Tower, then the Archer Tower to its left, then it's going to go on and take out the Eagle. On your far left, by the Siege Barracks, the Baby Dragon just for a little bit of funneling, then the Barbarian King, Archer Queen, Royal Champion all in a row. They're going to start to move in. The Royal Champion taking out those other defenses in the area, including the air defense and the poison spell on the balloons as they deploy from the clan castle. Then we've got the super balloons all the way down here at the bottom left in a row, and of course followed directly by the super dragons. They've kind of had a little bit of funneling. They should head more or less right to the town hall, and that is when you're going to be dropping those rage spells. I generally go with 2 and 1, 2 side by side and then 1 closer to the town hall. If you look closely, it kind of looks like an upside down Mickey Mouse hat. Okay, then the freeze spells. Obviously you have an abundance of them. I'm going to focus on most of my free spells up here at this group of 3 key defenses, preventing a ton of damage. Obviously the Warden ability when the Town Hall goes down, and the rest of it is up to you. It's spell timing and placement. Just remember to do your best to get value out of the freezes, freeze critical structures like the Town Hall, maybe scatter shots, and the Rage. Try to get it on as many units as possible. Now, the timing of these drops, you'll notice that the Flame Flinger is extremely slow, takes a long time to get to its targets, but here's the good news. You could actually wait until there's 2 minutes remaining in this attack to start dropping the heroes and then the dragons. The Flame Flinger could grind away for a full minute on this base. It will be targeting the Eagle Artillery by then, and you'll still have enough time to finish the rest of the attack. So yeah, just saying, there's not really much of an issue of a time fail here, unless you're really slow at deploying. Sometimes maybe I wait too long before dropping the dragons and the balloons from the bottom left. Here you can see it's about 2:10, getting down close to 2 minutes. Time to drop the dragons. Anytime now we drop the there it is, we drop the balloons, and then the dragons roll on in with the Grand Warden. And again, just kind of a splattering down here, spray and pray, and hope they kind of go in. Already a free spell because that is an Inferno and air defense right there. So I think that was good value. There's the twin rages side by side, waiting on that third rage until I see where they're headed, trying to freeze near the Town Hall, ideally freezing the Town Hall and the Archer Queen at the same time, like that one right there. And then we've got the Town Hall Warden ability goes off, and the rest is just gonna be pretty simple. Again, watch, and you've got one more rage spell, drop it on some dragons, and get ready with the freezes on that Scatter Wizard Tower and Grand Warden statue combination right there. And that's a great place to drop that last freeze, or multiple freezes. If you have extras, just keep on dropping them right there. You can see here I ran out of freeze spells, that's fine. We're going to be just fine with the number of super dragons we have left, and the freaking Flame Flinger is still crossing the base and destroying things. So yeah, it wasn't ever really even a factor, although it will help out here in the end. You could see that now, again, it's going to be a little bit close. And like I said, you want to try to get things started before we've gotten down to 2 minutes on the timer, just to make sure. Also, remember we have a couple of archers. You could always drop them up at the top of the village, and there's a couple of buildings that don't generally get taken out at the very top. Sometimes I think it's the Spell Factory building at the very end. The archers are going to help out with that a little bit, but there we had a full 34 seconds remaining. Now, like I said, I went back and replicated this strategy. I did it again and again and again. There's a Spell Factory with the archers on it, and I almost time failed that one. So maybe, yeah, drop the archers sooner if you want an overkill win. Otherwise, you can play around and you can try to swag, right? Because obviously this is an overkill triple if you do it the standard way that I've shown. Okay, so let's try it, say, without, how about, let's do it full Itzu style and not use something significant like the Siege Machine. That's right, I'm not going to use the Flame Flinger at all. So rather than it going in, taking out those defenses at the top, we do everything else just the same. I mean, notice we dropped the heroes, the poison spell, the baby dragon, the super balloons, the super dragons, everything just the same. The rage spells 1, 2, 3, the freeze spells, the Town Hall goes down, the Warden ability, everybody moves in off to the right, and then we freeze those 3 same defenses over and over again. Great value right there, by the way. And it turns out that, yes, that's right, somebody, oopsie, over at the Clash of Clans team at Supercell did not make this challenge quite hard enough, because it definitely should not be 3-starable without using a Siege Machine. But hey, my hat goes off to the entire Supercell team for putting together a series of amazing challenges. Every single one of these challenges has been a blast. They're not too hard. They're, you know, maybe a little bit too easy for a really good player, but I think overall a great balance. I'm loving this, and I cannot wait to show you what shows up tomorrow. So thank you, Galadon, for being subscribed, for being notified, for just being you. I love thinking about it, appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to the people. I almost applied. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, shortness of breath. Are you suffering from shortness of breath? That's a sure sign of old age.